So there's two clips I want to play. I'll get them out of the way, and then we'll be done with it. Paul, the book guy, did some work for me. And, this whole corporate jet owners and, private jet owners. Well, here is Senator Barack Obama from his audio book, Audacity of Hope, and his view on private jets, which apparently are awesome.
Chapter 5. Opportunity. One thing about being a U.S. Senator, you fly a lot. There are the flights back and forth from Washington at least once a week. There are the trips to other states to deliver a speech, raise money, or campaign for your colleagues. If you represent a big state like Illinois, there are flights upstate or downstate to attend town meetings or ribbon cuttings and to make sure that the folks don't think you've forgotten them.
Folks.
Most of the time I fly commercial and sit in coach, hoping for an aisle or window seat, and crossing my fingers that the guy in front of me doesn't want to recline.
Hey, if you ever sat in coach with Obama, send me an email, okay? I'd love to hear about that trip.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are times when, because I'm making multiple stops on a West Coast swing, say, or need to get to another city after the last commercial flight has left, I fly on a private jet.
Woo!
I hadn't been aware of this option at first, assuming the cost would be prohibitive. But during the campaign, my staff explained that under Senate rules, a senator or candidate could travel on someone else's jet and just pay the equivalent of a first-class airfare.
Were you aware of this, John? That's the rule?
Yeah, I did know this. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So you can just get...
It depends, of course. What kind of first-class airfare do you think they pay, by the way?
First class from Washington to New York. And then first class where? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with miles. Do you take air miles? Because I want to reduce my cost here.
After looking at my campaign schedule and thinking about all the time I would save, I decided to give private jets a try.
Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. Because, it's so horrible, these corporate jet owners, but I'll give it a try.
It turns out that the flying experience is a good deal different on a private jet. Private jets depart from privately owned and managed terminals.
Yeah. By the way, most airports are privately owned. I don't think they're all like government airports, are they? Don't big corporations?
A lot of them are owned by the municipalities.
Yeah, right.
Lounges that feature big soft couches and big screen TVs and old aviation photographs on the walls.
Yeah.
The restrooms are generally empty and spotless and have those mechanical shoe shine machines and mouthwash and mints in a bowl.
Yeah. Can you believe it? I'm so sad. I got to read his book.
It's got to be loaded with gold. I'm telling you.
This is gold,
Jerry. Gold.
This is pure. This is 18 karat, Johnny boy.
There's no sense of hurriedness at these terminals. The plane is waiting for you if you're late, ready for you if you're early. A lot of times you can bypass the lounge altogether and drive your car straight onto the tarmac.
Yay.
Otherwise, the pilots will greet you in the terminal, take your bags, and walk you out to the plane. And the planes, well, they're nice.
Nice.
The first time I took such a flight, I was on a Citation 10, a sleek, compact, shiny machine with wood paneling and leather seats that you could pull together to make a bed anytime you decided you wanted a nap.
Who writes this crap?
A shrimp salad and cheese plate occupied the seat behind me. Up front, the minibar was fully stocked. The pilots hung up my coat, offered me my choice of newspapers, and asked me if I was comfortable. I was. Then the plane took off, its Rolls-Royce engines gripping the air the way a well-made sports car grips the road. Shooting through the clouds, I turned on the small TV monitor in front of my seat. A map of the United States appeared, with the image of our plane tracking west, along with our speed, our altitude, our time to destination, and the temperature outside. At 40,000 feet, the plane leveled off, and I looked down at the curving horizon and the scattered clouds, the geography of the earth laid out before me. First the flat, checkerboard fields of western Illinois.
It's pretty good seeing all that from 40,000 feet, by the way. Awesome.
Then the python curves
almost done
of the Mississippi. Then more farmland and ranch land, and eventually the jagged Rockies, still snow-peaked, until the sun went down and the orange sky narrowed to a thin red line.
Hold on a second. Stop. Where's he going?
To the West Coast.
Senator, where's he going across the Rockies for? He's from Illinois. I thought he was taking puddle jumpers from town to town.
Man, he's awesome. Now, here's the last 8 seconds, the best.
It was finally consumed by night and stars and moon. I could see how people might get used to this.
Yeah, exactly. Now, in Art Imitates Life, or Life Imitates Art, I take you back to a little television show called The West Wing. And at the time, what was Rob Lowe's role? Was he like the press secretary?
Yeah, he was Carney.
He was Carney, right. Same height, by the way. Listen to this little episode I found.
What I wanted to mention was Jane Gentry and Richard Wills say you guys want a line in the Chicago draft.
Jet planes and swimming pools.
Yeah, that our opponents want to help the rich pay for bigger swimming pools and faster private jets.
Yeah.
Hit them hard. Well, we are hitting them hard, but I'm not going to use the line.
Why not?
First of all, it's bad writing.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Sounds like it was written by a high school girl.
Sounds like it was written by a high school girl. Indeed! That's exactly what this whole corporate jet line is. It sounds like it was written by a 12-year-old girl.
Is there something wrong with the way women write?
So let's go over a couple factoids here.
Yeah.
First of all, the idea that you can hitch a ride is kind of bogus, because let's face it, you get in good with the Monsanto folks or General Electric in the case of Obama, they're just going to send a jet for you.
Exactly.
And you're going to pay essentially a discounted first-class fare. You will pay the fare, but instead of paying the normal $3,500 to $7,000 you would pay to fly on a private jet with a bunch of people, you're paying like $600-700 maybe to fly on a corporate jet by yourself, or you and a couple of staffers, and
a citation 10. I'm going to estimate about $2,500 an hour if you had to rent it.
Sounds about right. So this is a scam. This is an out-and-out cozying up corporatism scam bull crap. Of course, the president doesn't care anymore. He can just slam the private jets because now he's got a 747 matching the 747 his wife flies around in.
One for each foot.
For one for each foot, then he can fly all over the place. And what does a 747 cost an hour to fly?
I'm going to wager about $12,000.
Yeah, $12,000 an hour, plus the crew, the cost of the crew, and the overhead, and all the security bull crap, and all the rest of it. In fact, we have a story. I could mention the little town have a place, but there's little towns all over the country are complaining about this. When Obama comes into town, before they send in a forward team. And they go to the police department and the mayor, and they say, here's what we have to do, here's what we have to have for security, even though he's only going to be visiting to look at a dam, let's say, or he's over here to cut a ribbon or something like that. And these little towns are getting stuck with these huge bills for overtime, police, this and that, and the other thing that they can't afford, and the president doesn't seem to give a crap about that.
No.
So I'm just mentioning some of these things.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that Rob Lowe, and we all love that show, it was number one, that he says right there, that's what 12-year-old girl writing. Nothing against girls, by the way. Nothing. Yeah,
that's what we got.
That's what we got. Exactly.
Okay, well, that was a good one.
Thank you.
Also, everybody enjoyed listening to Obama.
Well,
what an egomaniac. Nobody reads their own book.
You know what's great is now that Obama, of course, is going to be candidate again for president, essentially everything's fair game, everything's on the table, so you can go back in history. We can't find any girlfriends or any lovers or anyone that hung out with him at school, anyone who did study hall. But we do have old clips. Now, first of all, we had the controversy over Obama's father coming back from World War II.
This over and over.
Yeah. Here's a new one which cropped up.
Oh, no.
I had a uncle who was one of the, who was part of the first American troops to go into Auschwitz and liberate the concentration camps.
Now, I'm sorry, but it was the Soviets who liberated Auschwitz. It was not the American troops. So either he misspoke on liberated and one of the first to go in, or it's just another dream.
I'm beginning to think he's a pathological liar.
This is
I mean, this is what a pathological liar does. They just kind of make stuff up, or either that or is very immature like a little kid, but, little kids make stuff up too. But this Auschwitz thing came up before.
Oh, I didn't know about it. This is 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard about this.
Yeah, I think it was one of the issues that we never discussed, but I think it floated by us.
As so much does.
Well, I mean, there's too much going on, especially when you got somebody who's going to take days, not weeks.
Right.
And you can take that to the bank.
Yeah, I don't even know where that clip is anymore. I'll take it to the bank. Yeah, I got it somewhere.
I'll send you another copy.
We got copies somewhere.
So,
You can take
what
that
else?
to the bank.